봤어? 들어간 거 봤어? 하나 더 해볼래? 이거야 소연아, 이게 농구야. 어?
All That We Loved Episode 2 picks up with the hug in 2006, then transports us to Dr. Go and So-yeon at his office. She babbles, noting his awards and asking for Saju to add to the coffee he's made but he doesn't drink. She notes she should have come sooner as it's been 16 years since they've seen each other. Notably, she's pleased to confirm he's not married. Back to 2006, and Yoo and Junhae are unimpressed with So-yeon's rudeness to another student. After school, the guys seek a heaven that will grant beer with their fake ID. After a couple of unsuccessful tries, they land at home to order in. Meanwhile, at the cafe, So-yeon notices a colleague's watch in the staff area. Later, the co-worker can't find it, and Junhee's grandmother has an unsuccessful day selling flowers. Throughout the day, on the hunt for beer, the guys and So-yeon run into each other but don't speak. Unsurprisingly, the guys can't stop talking about her. Later, after Yoo has recovered from his nut allergy attack, the guys recall their first meeting. Yoo had brought Junhee to see his brother in the hospital, perhaps on the sly. After Yoo leaves, Junhee continues to fall prey to dizzy spells but takes medicine so he can study on. He realizes it's late and goes out to find his grandmother. She notices he's flushed but he makes an excuse. The next day he's wearing glasses. Flash forward and Dr. Go is now wearing glasses. So-yeon appears once again after business hours. She's dolled up and brought Saju this time to add to the coffee. Making friendly conversation, she ponders why Dr. Go is so boring. Although he claims to be having fun, he can't meet her eyes. Back in the schoolyard, the same senior tries to pick a fight with Junhee but walks away to instead focus on messing with another kid. In class, Yoo offers spare gym clothes to So-yeon. They enter gym late to uos from classmates. Yoo gives a teacher-requested lesson in basketball slam dunking and spends class giving everyone one-on-one lessons. He's super proud when unathletic Junhee finally makes a basket, and nearly as excited to spot that So-yeon has some athletic ability. In the evening, Junhee hits a bookstore but has another series of dizzy spells. His senior bully just happens to spot him, dragging him to an ally for a beating and taunting that his savior isn't here now. At his own house, Yoo is home sleeping yet resting fitfully. All That We Loved Episode 3 brings us back to the alley where Junhee takes a beating. Yoo has a dream about playing with Junyoung when they were kids, but it ends in a disturbing nightmare. At home, Junhee's pain pills are discovered by his grandmother, and from the alley, Junhee is rushed to the hospital. Yoo questions whether he was beaten up by junior high schoolers to tease. Yoo's parents confirm the results of the CT and note Junhee's kidneys aren't in good shape. He has chronic renal failure. They break the news to his grandmother, who realizes he'd hidden the pain from everyone. They agree to put Junhee on dialysis and a donor list but reassure that he's not as bad as Junyoung was. It's cold comfort. Yoo begins to panic as the penny drops. This is not just about the attack. He's so angry at Junhee for the state they're in. Yoo is pacing in his mother's office as she explains how donor waiting lists work. He thinks they're being too casual with his friend's health. Back in Junhee's hospital room, Soon-tak delivers gym clothes from So-yeon. Yoo is beyond excited at hearing her name. Soon-tak notes she was quite worried about Junhee as well, but Yoo doesn't think so. At school, the senior bully notes that Junhee has been out of school for a while, and that the girl he likes happens to be in the same class, So-yeon. While at the hospital, the three guys are having fun together just being silly, but Junhee ends up exhausted and later goes into arrest. Yoo promises his kidney to Junhee's grandmother. Yoo argues with his mother about donating his kidney. He's aware that it could take 7-8 years to receive a donor and doesn't think he can stand waiting that long. He doesn't think Junhee will last. Junhee's grandmother tells Yoo's mother that neither of them would want Yoo to risk an operation. Grandmother recalls how Yoo saved her and Junhee once already. He'd shared his energy back when Junyoung and their parents died. Back then, grandmother had asked to raise the boys together. After another conversation, Yoo insists he wants to be a donor. Junhee says he'll decline, but the test results confirm the two are an uncannily good match and Yoo celebrates that they're saved. Soon they're in surgery together where one flatlines. It appears to be Yoo, and under anesthesia, tears fall from both of their eyes. We're transitioned to school 1 month later where both of their desks are empty. So-yeon is arguing with 3 girls in a storage room and suddenly Junhee appears at one door and Yoo at the other. Yoo takes her hand to evade the other girls. So, they're both out of the hospital and back at school.
Hey, top down on the 405. Half hour late, we on LA time.